Hey everyone, we're back after some really
Hello,
weird technical
everyone.
difficulties. The problem was basically that I didn't realize that I had the YouTube video on in the background, so that's why anyway. The problem's all fixed now. I'll fix this course descriptions for the. Hey, yeah, thanks so much for coming. So this week, my guests are really good friends of mine. So first, Mike from Did You See That? Hey, what's going on, Mike?
Hey, Jackson. Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, doing well. Really good. For those who might not know, Mike actually was like the first person that really got me into this sort of YouTube community of live streams and stuff. So yeah, no, I really it's fine.
Yeah, hey, dude, you're welcome, man. And it's just so great to see, like, since maybe I found channel like back when, it's like, see, like a while now. You've been able to kind of collab with like.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's like a massive delay on anyone else's end. Is it just me?
Yeah, there's a bit of.
Yeah, no, glitching a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Is it doing any better now? Because it looks a little bit better for me.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I don't know. Is this just my Wi-Fi? I think it just might be my Wi-Fi.
Possibly. Or not too. It could be StreamYard, to be fair. StreamYard can be a bit shit sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah, no, for sure, it could be. Yeah. Any better now, or yeah, I think it's
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like when we were like talking before, it's like you were saying something, and then like I caught up like 2 seconds later. So if I talk, I'll stay quiet for a couple of seconds, then I'll jump in.
Yeah, it was just working way better for me right there. Like I could totally hear you clearly and everything. Maybe in the comments you guys can let us know how it's working. But yeah, cool. So
it sounds better now, to be fair.
Sounds better now? Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, first guest Mike from Did You See That has an awesome channel. Definitely go check out his latest stuff over there. And then also we've got Scott from Scott the Movie Critic. How's it going?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Jackson. Thank you for inviting me on. Really appreciate it. Good to be on.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, it's great to have you. It's again, you're kind of like one of the first people in the community as well that I connected with through the stream. So yeah, really great to finally have you on the channel. Real quick, just a couple of comments that do you know what SYN means by plug directly into the modem? Oh, is in like no, I'm on a laptop, so yeah, I can't really do that.
Yeah, I think maybe like the Ethernet cable for a laptop you can plug into modems, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I have that on the router or anything. I'm sorry, I'm not as like tech savvy as but yeah, no, I don't have that. I don't have that on me at the moment. But it seems to be working a little bit better. At least I can hear you guys like more clearly. It's not cutting out kind of the same.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better now for sure.
I think so. Yeah, well, real quick before we get into like the comments, I was just gonna ask both of you like kind of what you've been watching in the last week. Yeah, I'll start with you, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to get asked this question. Otherwise, I would have had my letterbox ready.
Never. If you want, I can go to Scott first, and then we can you can go ahead and pull it up.
No, to be honest, I'm going to be honest. From top of memory here, like what I maybe like reviewed last week on my channel. I remember I've seen an anime movie last Friday called "To the Tunnel of Summer: The Exit of Goodbyes."
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of that one. Yeah,
it got a very limited release here. I think it was on like Saturday and Sunday, one show on each, and it got off. Which is a huge shame. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or so anime movie, and like it's a really beautiful movie for like the short runtime that it is. Probably probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite movie of the year so far.
Oh wow, that's high praise.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Just really connected with it a lot, you know. So I watched that recently, and I'm pretty sure I watched something else recently, which I gave like half a star out of 5, but I can't remember what.
That's how you know you enjoyed it, is you can't remember that you watched it.
Right. But yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys want to know more of my recent watches, I've got my letterbox on my channel description, or check my recent videos. You'll see what I've watched recently.
Yeah, and I'll go back and probably link these guys' Letterboxd accounts as well. So if people want to follow them on there, I can do that. Cool. Yeah, some great watch. I really do want to check out that anime movie. I think I did hear about that limited release, but haven't gotten around to it yet. How about you, Scott?
I've been watching most of the Harry Potter films recently for the first time, and finally finished those last night and loved them all. All very fun movies. Really, really enjoyed them.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. Like it's been we were talking a little bit before the stream. It's been a few years since I've watched them all, but yeah, no, I definitely need to get back on it because I definitely like grew up with those and everything. Well, I'll ask this to both of you guys actually. Which one's your favorite out of them?
Scott, do you want to go first as you've just watched them all?
Possibly Prisoner of Azkaban, but I did really like the Deathly Hallows films as well. Chamber of Secrets was pretty good as well. Enjoyed that one.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Those are really good picks out of all of them. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, got to agree with Scott. Prisoner of Azkaban's my favorite. I also really like Goblet of Fire. I know it's very hot take.
I don't know if that's a hot take, but like I don't know. It's weird because I can't think of any. I can't think of like any of them of the main ones that are like disliked. But yeah, maybe some people wouldn't go out and say that one's their favorite or something. But yeah, maybe a little bit of a hot take.
I'd say a hot take I have got. I disliked one of the movies.
Oh, okay.
And it was Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
huh.
I mean, I think it had like positive elements, but I just found that movie to be quite boring.
The pacing is a little bit off at times, especially if you watch like the extended edition of it. Because that's what I used to watch growing up as well. Yeah, it's quite long, but I still like it. Like the ending's really fun. I like the whole kind of mystery to it, but yeah.
Is there extended editions to all the Harry Potter movies?
I don't know. I know that there are for the first two, and because there's, or is it? Yeah, I think they're basically like really similar to like the Lord of the Rings extended editions because they're not like director's cuts; they're just like added on extended scenes. So they there's some fun stuff in there for like fans, but it's not like essential to the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and as for me, I think I have to agree with you guys. I think Prisoner of Azkaban is probably my favorite. Just like I like kind of the mixture of like the lightheartedness in the first couple movies, but then a little bit of the darker tones with the time travel stuff and Buckbeak and the Dementors and all that. So that was great. And then yeah, I have to agree with Scott. I really like Deathly Hallows, especially part 1. I think is really great. So, yep. Awesome. Was
it Alberto or Alfonso Cuarón, the Prisoner of Azkaban?
Yeah, Alfonso Cuarón. Yeah. So he did. Yeah, he's who also did like Children of Men and Gravity and lots of other big, well-known movies. But kind of got started doing like smaller, like foreign independent films, basically. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, so I got to what you guys were watching. So I'm trying to remember. I'll just give a few highlights of what I've been watching recently. One of which is my fiance and I were going through the Lord of the Rings extended editions. That's kind of why I brought that up, because it's been a few years since I've rewatched those as well. And yeah, I mean, they're fantastic films, of course. I would say probably I think I like them in the order that they came out the best. So I like the first one the most, and then 2, and then 3. But all of them are really good. So I've been really enjoying that. I also got to check out Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny recently, which I wasn't huge on. Like I didn't like it, but I liked it more than maybe I expected to. and like I kind of expected, like I went into it thinking that I might hate it, and I didn't really hate it.
Right.
There were definitely parts of the film I liked. Have you guys gotten a chance to both check that out?
Not yet, no.
Okay, but you have, Mike?
Yeah, I did. And to be honest, man, like I thought it was a fun movie. I think for me, I went with the expectation, think this is not going to match the original trilogy.
Right.
Just take it for what it is, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the right attitude to go into it with. Like that's kind of how I went into it as well. Like, I was like, can this be at least on par with Crystal Skull? Because even though I don't really love the Crystal Skull movie, like as a whole, like there's definitely parts to it that I like. And it was kind of the same with this one. It was like, it was uneven, and on the whole, I didn't think it was great, but like there were definitely like really fun sections to it that I enjoyed. Yeah. So there's that. And then the other big thing that I've been doing kind of this whole summer is that a friend of mine and I are going through the James Bond series. So trying to watch all the entries that we haven't seen. So the most recent one of those that I've watched is On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which I loved that movie. I thought it's maybe like top 2 Bond films that I've seen. Like it's really one of my favorites in the series. So I don't know if either of you guys have seen that one. It's kind of underrated, but
I haven't seen that one, unfortunately, but I do want to check out, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I saw in Pete's letterbox that he's a big fan, so we'll have to you guys should definitely, I would definitely recommend checking that out whenever you get a chance. But it's a fun series, but it's definitely like a series where like there's some really good ones and really bad ones, and it just kind of like rotates all over the place. So
yeah,
cool.
I can imagine.
Well, awesome.
Man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, with that, I'll go ahead and get into some comments. Again, apologies to everybody who left comments on the previous stream. We'll try and get to everything there. So first of all, we got Josh saying hello again. Hey, Josh. Good to see you, man. I'll skip some of the ones that just have to do with the technical difficulties, but hi, Sin. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Sin.
Let's see. I mean, this one we have to highlight because, of course, we do love the internet. It's such a wonderful thing when it freezes up.
Hey, I will say this: despite all the technical difficulties, if we didn't have the internet, I wouldn't be able to FaceTime like this with you guys on a live stream, right?
This is true. No, we love what it provides, but it could be a little,
right,
definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got a comment here from Josh. He says, have you guys seen any Wong Kar-wai films? Chungking Express and In the Mood for Love are just some of the best films of all time. So this is a Hong Kong director. Kind of does a mix of like art house, but it usually is like within a genre. Like a lot of his movies are like crime gangster movies a little bit. Have either of you guys seen any of his films?
I
haven't.
never
No.
heard of this guy.
Okay. Yeah, no worries at all. I mean, like he's a director I've been meaning to get into as well. I've only seen one of his films. I really loved it. I've seen Fallen Angels, which I have on my top 100 list. I was just pretty blown away by it. It's basically like a crime love story kind of, but it's very weird and strange and out there and arty, kind of like Josh is alluding to a little bit. But yeah, I definitely want to check out like Chungking Express and In the Mood for Love, because like in Everything Everywhere All at Once, they kind of reference In the Mood for Love a lot. Like the sequence where the short round character, what is his name? Ke Huy Quan. Yeah, when he's like standing in the alley smoking and kind of chatting with Evelyn after she comes back from that big show she had inside. That's kind of a reference to In the Mood for Love a little bit. So definitely need to check those out.
Oh, cool, man.
To be fair, they have been on my watch list for quite some time, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. I know it's Hong Kong cinema in general is something I need to get more into. I did check out the Police Story movies earlier this year, at least the first 2. I really like those. So I don't know if you guys have seen those. Oh yeah, Scott, you have.
Is that the Jackie Chan one?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it, but I've heard so much. I think from Scott mainly. I think.
Yeah, like this the second one I thought was a little bit like not quite as good. It was like the pacing of it definitely dragged a little bit more than the first one, but the first one was just such a fun ride. Like the opening set piece with the bus is just like one of the best action set pieces I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, that scene was pretty epic, to be fair.
Oh yeah, that's so much fun. Yeah,
Definitely.
Sin's saying it's better now. Thank you so much, Sin. Really appreciate the help. Josh says, great to see you all, by the way.
Great to see you too, Josh.
Good to see you too,
Yeah,
Josh.
definitely. Good to see you as well. And we also have Mac chats here saying, well, chaps, how do you?
Hello, mate.
Sounds like we're doing pretty good. I hope you're doing well as well, Mac.
Yeah.
And then we have Josh here again saying, have any of you guys seen Asteroid City yet? I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. His style gets exhausting, but the thematic resonance is there, and so is the production values. Yeah, I can agree with that for the most part. Have you guys gotten a chance to see Asteroid City yet?
No, not yet.
Mm. Are you guys like?
It didn't really interest me, to be fair, when it come out, so I didn't bother checking it out. To be fair.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I mean, are you guys like fans of Wes Anderson movies, or?
Do you want to go first, Scott?
Yeah, I think I've only seen one of these films, to be fair, so I don't think I could comment too much on his style of films. But I did really like Clive the Critic of Steve Zissou, which was the one I did watch. That was fantastic.
Nice. That's probably my favorite one, to be honest. I really love that one. I'd suggest checking that out, Mike, if you get a chance.
I've seen Life Aquatic.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Believe it or not, I've seen that movie.
I love the on the. I think it's on the back of your sweatshirt where you're just like, I haven't seen that movie.
I don't know.
It's so good.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, man. So I actually remember seeing that movie. The reason why is years and years ago now, a cinema about maybe 40 minutes from where I live did like a double bill of Wes Anderson movies at the time. It was Life Aquatic and Royal Tenenbaums.
Okay.
And I'd never seen any of his work before, so I thought, cool, 2 movies I've never seen before. I'll go check them out. And yeah, to be fair, I enjoyed both of them. Probably Royal Tenenbaums more for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen Isle of Dogs as well.
Nice. Nice.
So the 3 works I've seen of his, I enjoyed. But Asteroid City, I don't know, man. Like, I saw the cast list and I was like, wow, what list of cast, you know?
Yeah.
To be fair, some of that cast is a little misleading though. Like Margot Robbie's on the cast list, but she's in the movie for like 1 minute, basically. Like it's like it's just such a huge list of people, and like only a select few of them actually matter for the story.
Do you not find that a lot though in movies nowadays? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I think movies a lot nowadays. Back when you used to have like a good cast stack list of maybe 4 or 5 people, it would be usually a great movie.
Right.
But like now, it's like everyone and their grandma's in a movie, and it's just like I think I've seen one movie trailer. I can't remember what it was, but all these actors and actresses were in it, and it took like 3 separate pages on like 3 shots, on like the trailer, being like this list of actors, this list of actors, then this list of actors in this one movie. And I'm just like, as you mentioned, Jackson, Asteroid City, Margot Robbie's in for like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like she's clearly on there for people who's like, oh, Margot Robbie, great, I'll go check that out, you know?
Right.
And was it necessary for her? Could like maybe like a background extra maybe got that role instead, maybe done it better?
Sure.
You know?
I think some of it though is that, I mean, like Wes Anderson, and this is part of my issue with Wes Anderson's like last 2 movies, like this one and French Dispatch, is that he's trying to do there's a lot of like formalism in this, like where he's really trying to like deconstruct like what a movie is in some ways. Like like in French Dispatch, you see there's a part in one of the scenes where like the set literally breaks apart and wheels away like it would on a stage play. So like he's doing a lot of stuff like that. So I wonder if like he just wants to get movie stars for all of these roles to just sort of go along with that. And it's cool, but I mean, like, spoilers for my review on Asteroid City, but I liked it. I just wasn't as huge on it as some of his other stuff. Like, I just didn't really connect to it emotionally. Maybe that's the intention of it, but I don't know. I like to be able to latch on to something a little bit sometimes. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, though, Jackson, just to add quickly, though, as you mentioned, like, that French Dispatch was about movie sets and stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like, a release we had this year was Babylon, of course, about,
Right.
early years in Hollywood. At least that movie had, like, a plot to, like, latch on to. And,
Yeah.
tell you why, like, these sound stages. And that one thing with Margot Robbie, that sound stage was fantastic.
Oh, I love that. So the one where it's, like, really hot and everybody's, like,
Yeah.
that scene's great. Yeah.
Like that's, like,
Yeah,
good
it is.
storytelling, but from what you're seeing, it sounds like he's doing these cool ideas, but no plot to them, or, like, no purpose
Yeah.
to an extent.
Like, the Asteroid City definitely has a plot, but it's like the less important aspect compared to all, like, the meta, like, formalism stuff that he's doing. And again, I can appreciate that. It's just not like, I just prefer his earlier movies where, like, he is doing something interesting with the form, but he's also, like, the stories are better. You can latch onto them a little bit more. They're less, like, intentionally artificial. So you kind of feel, you don't, like, feel like you're watching a movie for the entire runtime. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm glad you liked it, Josh.
Yeah, no, totally. And a lot of people are really digging this one. So I totally understand that. Yep. Because the product, like he says, the performances, the production design, it's a funny movie as well. Like, I laughed a lot when I watched it, but yeah. And he's also saying he saw a trailer for Gran Turismo the other day, and I honestly thought it was a fake movie until the trailer showed up at Mission Impossible. Will you be watching it? I sure as hell won't. I don't know, because actually I'll let my guests go first. I'll start with you, Mike, because I'm kind of curious as to what your guys' thoughts on this.
Sure, yeah. So I've seen the trailer for this 2 times. I think the first time I paid attention, the second time I didn't as such, because going into trailers now, I try not to, because I don't want to remember it and spoil the movie moments in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
But at one point, it does reference Gran Turismo, and you got them all, like, on gaming simulator decks, whatever they're in.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought, this looks corny, But I mean, to be honest, it's got Orlando Bloom. I think David Harbour's in there as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. It's directed by Neil Blomkamp as well, who's done movies like District 9. So, like, pretty solid background. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's a great director. So, I think it's going to kind of lean into maybe meta, because obviously the whole Gran Turismo PlayStation legacy, it's left on PlayStation.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll check it out. I just expect maybe just a fun movie, nothing too serious.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I'm kind of, like, the thing that's put me off about it is I've seen, like, a few different trailers for it, and a lot of them seem to have different tones. So I don't know whether they're going to go with, like, serious competitive racing sports movie, or if they're going to make it like a comedy. But yeah, I actually might check it out, because it does look kind of fun at times. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I think I might actually watch it, to be fair. I think it could be a really fun time, but it could also be really bad as well. But I'm intrigued to check it out.
Yeah, no, definitely, I could see that. I mean, honestly, I think that Orlando Bloom is like a Formula One race, or like is it Formula One technically? I mean, I know it's based on the game, but it's kind of like what that is.
I think so.
Yeah. But just as the guy organizing the competition, I think he looks kind of funny, and, like, there's like maybe unintentionally funny aspects to it, but it could still be a good time. I might check it out.
Yeah, nice. I think it'll be fun at least.
Yeah, hopefully, for sure. Is that out in August sometime?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think I saw a trailer for it when I went to see Indiana Jones the other day. Cool. We got Mac here saying, I'm on a Clint Eastwood kick lately and currently on the Iger sanction. Any Eastwood fans in the house? Yeah, I'm a Clint Eastwood fan. Sounds like you guys are as well. Scott, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, definitely. Got to love Clint Eastwood. He's been in some rap and he's directed some really good films as well. Some of my favourites would probably be The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, obviously being the obvious choice there. In a Line of Fire is a pretty great thriller from the early 90s, and I love Dirty Harry as well. That's a great film.
Nice. No, those are three really good picks. I mean, a couple of those I still need to see, like Dirty Harry. I'm a little bit underseen in terms of like the films that Clint Eastwood has directed as well. Like I haven't seen $1 Million Baby yet, but yeah, no, those are really good picks, Scott. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think Clint Eastwood's awesome from what I've seen. To be honest, I'm going to be honest, I think I've only ever seen Gran Torino and the Mule.
Okay.
So I definitely need to go on a Clint Eastwood kick at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, those movies, Gran Torino's great, and the Mule, it's all right. But yeah, I like the guy. I think he's great in those roles anyway.
Yeah, definitely. No, those are good picks for sure. No, as for me, I think I'm gonna have to kind of sort of. I actually haven't seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly yet, but I have seen another film in the Dollars trilogy. I've seen A Fistful of Dollars, which I really like that as well. I think that's like a really fun spaghetti western. I'll also throw out kind of an underrated one I've seen, which is Every Which Way But Loose, which is a
I need to
very
watch that one.
yeah, it's a very weird movie. It's actually Clint Eastwood's highest grossing movie of all time, and it's literally about him hanging out with an orangutan for most of the movie. It's extremely weird, but kind of fun and pretty funny. Wow! So I need to check that out. And then as far as Mac, your comment here, you mentioned the Iger sanction. So I haven't seen the full movie of that yet, but I have seen a lot of clips from it because I'm big in rock climbing. And I have to say, those are some of the best like portrayals, like the shots I've seen in that are just some of the best portrayals of rock climbing I've seen in a movie. It's very like down to earth. It's not like, it's not like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2 where he's like jumping onto another cliff and stuff. It's very like kind of realistic portrayal of it. So yeah, definitely going to have to check that out as well. We got Josh here again saying, have you seen Return to Seoul yet? Strongly recommend it. A brilliant film. I have not seen it yet. This is one I added to my like list of movies I need to catch up with that came out earlier in the year kind of thing. It looks like a good film. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Have either of you guys checked out this one? Mike?
No, man. I've heard of this movie and I think I've seen Josh post about it on Instagram if I'm not mistaken. But no, definitely want to check it out though, because like we mentioned earlier about like Hong Kong movies, for example.
Yes.
I would definitely want to get into more of those, more of like Korean kind of stuff based movies. So, but no, haven't seen this one.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like Korean movies are I think really. I mean, they're really great, but they're also just a really great like kind of gateway into foreign cinema because like a lot of them are. Like genre films, like, thrillers, action movies, horror movies, stuff that, kind of Western audiences can like really latch onto. So yeah, definitely. Have you checked this one out, Scott?
I haven't, no, but I have heard really good things about it, to be fair. I wouldn't mind giving it a watch at some point.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, I think we're all kind of in the same boat on this. Like, just missed it earlier in the year, need to get around to it at some point. Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. We've got Leon from Leon Talks Film here. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hi,
good to see you.
Hello, Leon.
Yeah, he's saying, hey guys, hope the stream's going well. Yeah, minus those technical difficulties early on, we're having a good time now.
Definitely.
No, Leon's great. He was a lot of fun to have on the stream here. I'll probably be getting him back on the stream in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
Josh saying hi to Leon as well. We got Del Boy here. Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, man.
Was it Scott? Was it you that had Del Boy on your stream finally, or
no,
was it Pete?
It's Pete's stream. Yeah.
Knew it. I always get your streams mixed up sometimes because it's like the same crew.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So,
to be fair.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, he says, just a quick hello, guys. I've not been well. Always support your content, so keep up the great content you produce. All my best, Excelsior. Well, I'm sorry you're not doing well, man. I hope everything improves for you. But I really appreciate you stopping by and just saying hi for a second. Like, it means a lot. So
definitely, man. Hope you get better.
Soon, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Got Josh saying, feel better, Del Boy.
Definitely.
Saying hi to Josh. Leon says, I need to check out some of the earlier Bond films. I've only seen Dr. No and most of the Craig ones. Yeah, the Craig ones are like, obviously, you know, they come out in more modern times, so a lot of us have had a chance to go see them in the cinema and stuff. But yeah, I've enjoyed getting back into the older ones. Like the Connery ones are good. I really liked On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then we're about to start the Roger Moore era, which I haven't seen very much of. So
Nice.
yeah, I know, Mike, you're not the biggest Bond fan in the world. Have you seen Bond films outside of the Daniel Craig ones?
Nah, so my introduction was Casino Royale, and I remember seeing it back in the cinema back when.
Yeah.
And I've seen, I think, most of his in this. I think the only one I didn't see in cinema was Quantum of Solace.
Gotcha.
But
yeah.
I think I didn't miss out too much on that one at the cinema at the
Yeah.
time. So.
Have you seen it like at home or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't. Yeah.
yeah. No, it's not great. It's definitely like the result of like the writer's strike back then and everything. It's one of those movies that kind of makes me worry about like what might happen to movies now with the current writer's strike a little bit, but yeah.
I mean, just touch on that writer's strike very quickly. I mean, like they're shooting like Wicked at the moment, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
and it's crazy because that only had like 10 days left of production, and then it was done. And then this came in. So as you mentioned, like with the writer's strike effect, I wonder if that will affect that production at all when they resume. It could be crazy.
Hopefully the fact that they had, you know, only 10 days left or something is good for them, because then they can just go back and do a little bit more. Kind of reminds me what some movies were going through back with COVID. Like there were I'm trying to think of a good example, but like there were certain movies that were like almost finished when the pandemic hit, and then obviously months of not being able to do anything. But yeah, hopefully they can get that done. Scott, remind me your background with Bond. I forget like how many you've seen, what your relationship is with the series.
I've seen a few. I've seen some of the older ones. I haven't seen any of the Daniel Craig ones, except from clips here and there. But I do like some of the older ones. I like most of the ones that I've seen. I've seen Live and Let Die, which was really good. GoldenEye's a really good one. Seen a couple of Sean Connery ones as well, and others. So yeah, I do like them quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, those are good ones that you named. I haven't seen Live and Let Die yet. That's going to be like first up in the Roger Moore series, but for us. But yeah, like GoldenEye is another good one. I need to revisit that because I think I underrated it my first time. But that's a fun. It's almost like a Bond video game adaptation, because obviously the video game is really cool, but the movie itself kind of has that feel to it, which is fun. Josh says he's never really been a big Bond fan. Skyfall's probably his favorite. Yeah, I can understand that. Like it's definitely like not for everybody, that series. But yeah, Skyfall's a good one.
Yeah. I've seen half of that one. I need to finish it, to be fair.
Okay, yeah. Was it the first half or the second half or
First half. I remember watching it in secondary school for some reason. I don't know why they showed it in secondary school, but there you go.
That's a very random movie to show. It's kind of violent too. Like
I mean, normally put on like educational movies. I don't know how James Bond's educational, but anyway, you never know.
I think they let us choose a movie, to be fair. Most of us said Skyfall, so they was like, yeah, we'll put on Skyfall.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I know those kind of things, because like sometimes on like the last day of the school year, yeah, they would let us just pick random movies to watch if we didn't have anything else to do in class. Like I remember, but it was usually like Disney stuff. That'd be cool if they let us watch Bond though. I won't say what this teacher's name is, but basically somebody that my brother and I both had in school, used to show Kill Bill, not like in class, but like it was for like an extracurricular activity and stuff. But like he was like, yeah, keep this on the down low, don't tell anybody, and like nobody would really care. But like it was like, oh, okay, that's pretty intense.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. We all loved him.
Well, shout out to that legend if he's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Josh says, my dad watched The Flash today and gave it a 5-star review on Letterboxd. Never been more proud. I did read.
That was hilarious, to be fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say I read that as well. And Scott, like Josh's dad is like really funny on Letterboxd. Like he has a bunch of, like he has strange takes that I don't agree with sometimes, but his reviews are always great. Did you see
Yeah,
this review as well, Mike?
definitely.
Or
No, I think I heard about Josh's dad getting Letterboxd, but I don't know his username. So Josh, if hit us up with a message or something, let me know his username.
yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know if it deserves half a star personally, but I mean, shouldn't hear that he didn't like it though.
Yeah, no, I kind of think I might. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I will check it out when it gets to HBO Max and just see like how much entertainment value I find in it. But I'm not expecting to half star this one. So,
Nah.
Leon says I've seen a handful of Wong Kar-wai films. I love Fallen Angels. Yeah, Fallen Angels is a really good one. I don't know if I'd recommend it as the first one to watch. I mean, it's the only one I've seen, so I can't really compare it to much else. But it is pretty like intense and arty. So I don't know how to recommend. I've heard a lot of people really can get on board with In the Mood for Love because it's just like a romance kind of story.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Fallen Angels is on the watch list. Yeah, good. We got Leon talking about In the Mood for Love. He says, it didn't work for me in the ways I was hoping for, but I'm dying to rewatch it now. And Happy Together is pretty good too. I don't know if I've heard of Happy Together. Do you guys know what that one is?
No.
Yeah.
I know the song, but I've not heard of the film.
Yeah, no, I know the song as well. I was at a Weezer concert a couple years ago, and they were doing the album that they did of like mostly covers, and they had that was one of them that they did. But
oh wow,
yeah,
I didn't know they covered that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think is it the Blue album? Like it's like light blue cover. I mean, a lot of their albums are like that, but they have some recent album that's like mostly covers. But yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Fallen Angels is cool. Delboy says, thanks, Josh. Appreciate, and we'll try to get better. Make sure you keep well and producing your stuff for your channel. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for the support for Josh there. Been really liking the stuff on his channel recently. So yeah.
Defo.
Got Broccoli Boy here saying Jackson to Chad. I forget if this is Brady or if this is somebody else, but I think this is somebody who knows like Leon and Josh. But yeah, no, hey dude, how's it going? Thanks for the nice comment. We got Josh saying watched over 38 films so far this month. A lot of them are pretty great. Been pretty sick for the last week, so a huge chunk of those were watched within the last week. Yeah, no, when you're sick, like I remember when I had COVID like last year, I definitely like just watched as many movies as I could, basically. Do you guys do that? Or
yeah, if I've got like time, like for example, like if I have like time off work, and I'm like, because I usually try to keep busy on my day, so I'll go out through the day and then like at night time I'll settle down, maybe watch 1 or 2 movies or so. So I'll try to, but if I'm sick, a bit like you, Jackson, yeah, I'll probably go binge them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like to space out if space the movies out if I'm not sick for sure. But yeah. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, definitely. There was I done it last month actually when I was like feeling a bit physically sick and mentally a bit down as well, and I just watched as many films as I could just to cheer myself up, and yeah, thankfully it worked. So yeah, really enjoyed watching some great films.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you're back. Like it's really great to see you. Like
me too.
Like you're just such a great like kind of nice positive like kind of presence on in this community. So like it's really good to see you back.
Thank you guys, really do appreciate it, and I'm glad to be back as well. I'm really enjoying doing YouTube again, definitely.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we missed, man. You were definitely missed.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thank you, Mike.
We got Sin here. Hey, Sin. Thanks again for tuning in. She says, made a last-minute decision today to go see the cloned Tyrone on a big screen near me, hoping it's as good as it looks. So I've heard of this movie, but I think I've only seen the poster. I haven't seen a trailer for it or anything. Do you guys know a little bit more about this, Mike?
Yeah, the only way I know about this is through D Movie Man. close friend. So shout out to Dave, he's watching. Yeah, he did like a trailer reaction for this back when, and I know he got to see this movie very recently as well, and I think he enjoyed it. I know it's Jamie Foxx at least in it. I can't remember who else, but he enjoyed it, so I'll check it out.
Okay, yeah. Well, what's the plot essentially? Do you know? Like, is it? Yeah, you know, I was gonna say I couldn't really tell from the poster, but yeah.
I don't know if it's something where they clone Tyrone and then but they make like multiple versions of it, and like these people are trying to stop the versions getting created.
Okay.
I might be completely off track here, mate. It could be a love romance movie. I could be wrong. I don't know at this point.
I'd like to see it take a twist like Audition, where it sets itself up as like like a romance thing, and then it just becomes like a sci-fi horribly violent action movie after that. What about you, Scott? Do you know much about this or?
No, this is first time I've heard of it, to be honest. I haven't got a clue, unfortunately.
Yeah, no worries. I don't think this is like a super hyped. I only heard about it like the other day as well. So yeah, I'll have to look into checking that out.
Tell you what movie does take a twist though, guys. I don't know if you've seen this actually, because you mentioned it, Jackson. Have you guys ever seen Flesh?
No.
Oh, Fresh? Is this the one from Hulu?
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did want to watch that.
Yes. So actually, that's a super similar movie to Audition. Actually, I liked. I don't know. There were I didn't like the movie on the whole, but there were like I appreciated what it was trying to do in terms of the we're talking about, like it's setting itself up as one kind of movie and then it becomes completely different after that. I just kind of felt like the tone, wasn't really sure what they were going for, because like some of it was like meant to be really funny after the twist happens, like the I don't want to spoil it, but like your man's doing a little bit of an American Psycho type of character, but then it also is like a bit more serious, so I didn't quite know what they were going for with it. But I should give it a rewatch, to be fair.
Okay.
Have you seen this one, Scott?
I haven't. No, was that last year or year before? Fresh?
It was last year. I want to say it was like a Sundance. Yeah, it was like a Sundance movie that got released directly to Hulu pretty quickly. That's how I checked it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I do vaguely remember it when it came out. To be fair, I do quite want to watch that. To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus, man, in the UK.
Yeah. I always forget that in the UK, like all the Hulu stuff basically goes to Disney Plus. Yep. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Cool. Well, and then Mac also says, we were talking about Bond earlier. He says On Her Majesty's Secret Service is a great Bond film. Lazenby did a fine job. You should check him out. You should check out the half-doc film he did called Being Bond. It's a story. It's his life story narrated by him. It's fantastic. Yeah, I do want to check that out because actually, I quite liked his performance. Like if you look up lists of like ranking the James Bond actors, Lazenby usually finishes at like the very bottom because he only had one movie, and coming off of the Connery films, a lot of people were kind of didn't really like his performance. But I thought he was really good. I thought he just did something different than what Connery was doing, but I thought it worked really well for what the movie was. He's not my favorite Bond in the world, but I do like him more than like Pierce Brosnan, for example. So yeah. Do you guys have a favorite Bond actor? I'll start with Scott.
Sean Connery's really good, to be fair. I might go with Sean Connery. I do actually quite like Roger Moore quite a bit as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a good. Both of those are good good answers, I should say. But Connery is just, he's so cool. Like he's just pulls off the suave spy thing so well. So it's kind of hard not to pick him,
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
And Mike?
I've only ever seen the Daniel Craig ones.
Oh yeah, true.
It was okay. I like, from what I've heard about you guys, like Sean Connery, Roger Moore, and stuff like that, I heard like those guys obviously killed that role.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see Daniel Craig movies, they're not ones I want to read, rush, and watch. So no, I can't say I have a favorite, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Yeah, for sure. Josh says he's rewatching 21 Jump Street today and had a blast with it. I don't like the romance side of it, but it knows what it's doing with that. You guys like it? Yeah, no, I'll start with Mike.
Is this the Jonah Hill one?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Okay. From what I remember of it, I think I remember enjoying it, but it's been a long time, so I can't really comment.
Yeah, that's totally fair as well. I think I've seen it a couple of times, but it's been a while for me as well. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've last watched it as well, to be fair, but I did really like it. I thought it was a really funny film.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I really like I always forget that it was like Lord and Miller's first like big movie, and now they've gone to, kind of produce so much other great stuff, like there's obviously the Spider-Verse movies and the Lego movie and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's 21 Jump Street's a really funny movie. I like the premise of it a lot. I think Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum have really good chemistry in it. So I haven't seen the sequel yet. Probably will get around to that at some point. But yeah, kind of on to that. We say Max saying 21 Jump Street's great. I like the second one too. Channing Tatum pretend to be Hispanic, saying "My name's Jeff" will never not be funny. Okay.
I can't remember that scene, to be fair.
Yeah.
Maybe he's talking about. Have you seen the second one, Scott?
I have, but again, it was a while ago, so I can't remember too much about it. But I did like that one as well.
Yeah. Okay. No, because in that one it's basically like the same premise, but they're doing it at college now, right? Is that what it is?
I think so, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but yeah, it was really good.
Okay. Yeah. No, that does sound funny. I'll probably have to check that out. Sin says my YouTube is being weird. Not sure if my previous comment went through. Made a last. Oh yeah, we got that one. That one got through. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Hopefully we're done with the technical difficulty portion of this broadcast. But yeah.
Yes.
22 Jump Street I'll be rewatching after my writing session. Cool. Yeah. Let us know how you enjoy it. Definitely will be looking forward to seeing your review on Instagram or something.
Definitely.
He also says the writer's strike is something that needs to happen. A lot of the actors who are striking aren't Tom Cruise and people like that, but rather SAG-AFTRA members in the background. Yeah, I think what he's getting at is like the idea that like the faces of the movement are people like Tom Cruise and Christopher Nolan and people like that, but really they're doing this for people who are kind of like smaller actors and writers who are like struggling to make a living. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll start with Mike. What are kind of your thoughts on the writer strike that's going on?
Yeah, so I've seen a couple of YouTube videos to fully explain the strikes, because not right from America, of course. Yeah. But from what I'm aware, man, yeah, I'm going to say this. I think it's justified what they're doing. Firstly, I definitely support it because like we love these movies, and heck, I mean, we've all got movies in our collections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These people who write the shows and movies, these people who act in the movies, even if they're a background extra, these studios can afford to pay them. And how many times we hear about movies on like tiny budgets and make billions,
right?
And they couldn't afford to maybe even pay like an extra $100 or whatever, like it's. So yeah, I definitely support it, and I hope it just gets sorted soon, and I hope it's just fair pay for everyone,
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry, I just had the light was going a little crazy on my end, but yeah, no, I think I agree with that. Like it's, I think it does ultimately comes down to the idea that like Disney, these big companies, they have the money to be paying these smaller kind of writers and actors enough to at least get by in Hollywood. So that's really the only power that they have to get that accomplished is to strike. So I totally understand it, even though there's going to be like pretty major consequences for the movie industry for this. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I do agree with BT. To be fair, I think there's a few cons and a lot of pros to it as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I totally respect them doing what they think they have to do, and yeah, no, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to when movies kind of recover from it eventually. Obviously, we might not even see the consequences of it for a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
Josh says, I recently got a vinyl record of the After Sun soundtrack, which is beautiful in color. I get it because it's After Sun. Yeah, no, Josh, #1 fan of After Sun here on the platform. Awesome. Yeah, no, I actually still haven't checked it out. It was on my list of stuff to catch up with before the Oscars, but just never got around to it. Have either of you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Mike, I guess I'll start with you. Sorry, I'm kind of new to this thing of like having to direct to each one, but yeah, Mike, you go ahead and go first.
Hey man, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so I watched this movie due to Josh, so I'm sure I think Scott and everyone else probably did as well. And yeah, to be honest, man, like I felt that there was for me personally, it's more, I'd say more of like an art house kind of style movie, right? And there's bits I liked, but not really my style of movie, so wasn't huge, but I can respect it for what it was.
Yeah, totally understand that for sure. Yeah, what about you, Scott?
Yeah, well, I also watched it due to Josh going on about it, recommending it to everyone. I thought I'd got to get this and see what it's all about. And yeah, well, I thought it was actually a really great film, to be fair. Really thought-provoking ending. Not going to spoil it, obviously, but the ending was absolutely fantastic. Has some really cool music in it, and the acting was sensational. Just a really solid film.
Awesome, great to hear. Yeah, no, I still need to check it out. I will mention something else though that I saw due to Josh's recommendation, because he had been kind of raving about a movie called Past Lives that's out right now in cinemas and is kind of causing a lot of it's people are raving about it, especially in like the film festival crowd. And I have to say, I went and saw it a few days ago and really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was quite perfect. Maybe didn't like it quite as much as Josh, but it was really like emotionally engaging and really kind of made me think about my own life in kind of the same ways as what's happening to the characters. So yeah, that was a really good one. Have either of you guys seen that one yet? I guess I'll start with Scott.
No, I haven't, but I do really want to watch that one, to be fair. I have heard really good things about it.
Yeah, definitely. And Mike?
No, man, I haven't seen it. A bit like Scott, definitely want to watch it. I think in the UK, we haven't got in cinemas yet. I think it's late August, September time.
I think that's right. I think Josh might have had found a sneaky way to watch it or something like that.
Right.
There you go.
Right. And you could, but like something like that, like you said, Jackson, you know, like it's been raved about and being like one of the best movies of the year. I'm like, I mean, if I can support the cinema, I can. Yeah, I definitely will. But like something that I really want to see.
I would recommend seeing it in the cinema. Like because it's a very I mean it's not like a super slow movie, but it's definitely like patient, but just the way it kind of deals out the story, I think is worth experiencing in a movie theater where there's no distractions or anything.
Yeah, definitely want to check it out for that reason, man. And another movie I think you guys have mentioned before I want to check out is Decision to Leave.
Yes.
I need to watch that as well.
I've seen that one. I got to see it last year when it came out, and really enjoyed it. It's maybe my least favorite Park Chan-wook movie that I've seen, but I think more speaks to how much I like his other movies. Because this one, it was really there's a lot of, it's kind of dense. Like there's a lot of stuff that he's doing with like digital photography in it that's really interesting and different. But I really like the kind of how all that stuff ties into the kind of noir story stuff that they're doing in it. It's a really interesting movie. Highly recommend checking that out.
Yeah, definitely will.
Cool. Awesome. So we got the Soulless Trenchcoat here who says, hey, what's up? I love your logo, by the way, man. That's a really awesome like thing to have.
Yeah, it's cool.
We also have Josh here talking about the Clone Tyrone. He says it's apparently great. John Boyega and Jamie Foxx is in it. Okay, cool. Yeah. You guys mentioned Jamie Foxx. I don't remember if we mentioned John Boyega, but yeah, I think I do remember John Boyega being on the poster. So yeah, I think definitely gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah.
And then we also have the legend himself, Minajul, coming in. Yo, yo,
Hello,
hey
Mike.
guys. This is a surprise. Sorry I'm late, but you guys are well. Has anyone seen Sorority Row and Jennifer's Body? So I have not seen either of those films. I do really want to see Jennifer's Body, but I don't know if I'd have to look up Sorority Row again. But I'll start with Mike. Have you seen these ones?
No, I haven't. So I know my partner Emma's seen Jennifer's Body and she really likes that movie.
Yeah.
But no, man, I've not seen them.
Yeah, no, totally fair. I know that Jennifer's Body is really similar to when I was talking with Leon, he said it's really similar to what's it called, the werewolf movie, Ginger Snaps. Yeah, it's like a kind of adolescent, like kind of teen body horror a little bit. That one's a werewolf movie. I think Jennifer's Body is something else, but heard they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Scott?
I haven't seen Sorority. So I moved Jennifer's Body a long time ago. I think I remember it being quite decent, but I think I had to turn it off or something. But I can't remember why.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries there. Yeah, I'll have to get around to watching both those sometime. He also says, hope you guys are well as usual. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know if you've been on one of my stream comments before, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Legend.
We also have another legend in the house, which is the View with Drew. Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, hope you're doing well. And we've got Sin. When we were talking about Fresh, she really likes the movie as well.
Me too.
No, I can recommend it to a lot of people. I think it's even though I didn't like it as much as maybe some people did, I do think there's a lot there to like that's really subversive and interesting. So, yep. Minajul says, I also watched Hell High and the first Phantasm for the I think he means for the first time. I could really connect with Phantasm and Hell High. Thought it was meh toward the end. Is this the Phantasm like that? I think Arrow has a set, like a box set for the Phantasm movies.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I haven't seen that, and I haven't seen Hell High. Scott, have you seen either of these?
I haven't seen How High, but I have seen the first Phantasm, and it's a great horror film. Really, really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember people saying that like it's actually like quite scary. Is that right? Or yeah,
it's quite creepy, to be fair.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was that was telling me to watch it for that reason, but yeah. What about you, Mike?
No, I haven't. Well, I've heard them, but haven't seen them. No, but definitely want to check them out. And I've heard great things about Phantasm 2 as well.
Okay,
that makes a really good sequel.
Oh, that's awesome! I think I've heard more about the sequel than the actual first movie. So definitely.
Okay. How many of them are there? Because the box set I remember seeing from Arrow is pretty big. No.
There's 5 of them all together.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. Like that's more than like the House films or like the Ring films or something. So yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
I wonder. I love how a lot of these series just like really tail off towards the end. Like I know people don't really speak well about like Critters 3 and 4 compared to the first 2 and stuff like that. It's just interesting to see these like small little horror franchises like continue on for that long.
Definitely.
Yeah. Josh talking about Fresh here. So he says it's quite good. Daisy Edgar Jones is great, and so is the first act, but the second act felt very inconsistent compared to the first part. It's a weird movie. Yeah, that's a kind of how I felt. Like the tone felt a little like all over the place in the second half of it. But yeah, I agree. Daisy Edgar Jones is really, really good. I still need to check out that show, Normal People, she was in. I think with the guy from After Sun, Paul Mescal. Yeah. Yeah, no, she's a good actress. I haven't. Have either of you guys seen that movie she was in, Where the Crawdads Sleep?
I saw that, yeah.
Or sing. That's what it is. Yeah. I'll let Scott go first. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a decent film, to be fair. Quite enjoyed the story. a bit slow, but entertaining enough.
That sounds kind of like what I heard about it, for sure. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I've got to agree with Scott in terms of like there's some moments that's definitely slow. Yeah, man, I found myself actually really enjoying it. Going into it, the trailer looked quite interesting for what they sold on it. A partner read the book by Delia Owens. So after the movie, I was like, "Oh, how does it differentiate from the book? Is there much differences?" But no, man, yeah, I found myself really enjoying that movie. Yeah, and she's a great actress. Definitely think an actress on the rise as well.
Yeah, no, I'm really curious to see what she's going to do next, because especially in Fresh, I thought she fit that role really well. Kind of was like a final girl type thing by towards the end of the movie, like a little bit of slasher stuff in there, so that was fun. View with Drew says, what do you guys think is Jeremy Renner's best performance? I think The Town is easily his best performance of his whole career. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second. There's one on my mind, but I might have to go through his filmography. But what about you, Mike?
Okay, so from top of memory that I can think of, like movies I've seen him in. I've seen him, obviously. I think we've all seen him as Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him as Born Legacy. I would say the best movie I've personally seen him in, so I guess I'm going to have to say this is his best performance, is Wind River. I think 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
Great
seen that,
movie.
but I know. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that.
Man, great movie.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out for sure.
So that's my answer.
Cool, great choice. What about you, Scott?
I'm also going to go with Wind River as well. I think he's fantastic in that film, and it is a fantastic film. I haven't actually seen The Town yet, but I really do need to watch that film. I've heard it's incredible.
Same, Scott.
Same here, yeah. I quite like Ben Affleck as a director. Like I really enjoyed Argo, for sure.
Good film,
Actually,
yeah.
haven't checked out Air yet, his new movie, but I think he does a good job behind the camera for sure. And then yeah, Wind River. The fact that you guys both recommended it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a sign it's gonna be good. So I'll have to go check that out for sure. And then for me, probably my favorite performance I've seen him in is The Hurt Locker, with directed by Catherine Bigelow. He basically plays he basically plays like a war veteran, like as somebody who's fighting in the Iraq War, and he's like a bomb, somebody who like disarms bombs essentially. And right. Yeah, it's a great character study movie. It's he's not a great person in it, but it's a really good performance, and I think he does a lot with the character. So that's my answer.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yep. Menagel says, anyone picked up Evil Dead Rise or anything for the collection? I have not picked up that yet, but I'll start with Mike. Just see. Yeah.
Yeah, haven't picked up Evil Dead Rise. But the second part, anything for the collection. Yeah, I got a couple of pickups recently. I got, speaking of director before, I picked up Chappie recently. On Steelbook.
Oh yeah, I think I know that
Neil
one.
Blomkamp, we mentioned.
Yes,
was that his name? I think
from District 9. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so picked up Chappie. Also picked up. It was really cheap. It was only £5 with the Hangover trilogy. Steelbook.
Oh, nice, great.
Yeah. No.
And the last. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've still only seen the first one. I'm not sure if I like the other two, but the first one I did enjoy. It's a lot of fun.
First one's great. The second one I thought was a good sequel. It's like I'd say it's more comedy focused and like more of a storytelling kind of focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then from what I remember, the third one I just went like super serious. So I'm interested to check that one out again.
That's so weird. Why?
Right, exactly. And yeah, one last pickup I got recently. I think I showed it the other day. I was at the Avengers Endgame Steelbook.
Very nice.
But yeah, man, that's all I've been getting there lately anyway.
Great stuff. Yeah, great pickups. What about you, Scott?
I haven't picked up Evil Dead Rise yet. I haven't got too many films recently, but most recent one would be the Untold Story 88 films release, and I've also got Promising Young Women recently as well, which
oh nice.
Two very
yep.
good both.
Very good stuff. Yeah, I've seen Promising Young Woman. I wasn't huge on it, but I totally understand why. Like I really liked a lot of like the first half of it and stuff. I think it's a good character movie for the most part. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A good
I really like
pickups
that
as well.
movie.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And then for me, the only things I picked up recently, I mentioned I think when I was on the stream with Mike last week, but I picked up a few movies in the Criterion sale. So I got Repo Man, which is a great like sci-fi movie with Emilio Estevez. And the artwork for that on the Criterion edition is just awesome. So it's a cool edition to own. I also picked up Onibaba, which is a 60s Japanese horror movie that I'm a big fan of. And then what's the last one? Oh, A Man Escaped, which I watched recently. I hadn't seen it before, but it was a great blind buy. Yeah, really great kind of. I could see its influence on like the Shawshank Redemption a bit. It's definitely, yeah, it's a good character movie about like a prison escape, pretty much.
Awesome.
It gives its ending away in the title, and that's like not really a spoiler. Like it's like you kind of know it the whole time, but it's like the best movie like that gives its ending away like right off the bat. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yep. And then Josh, he's saying, I better go. I'm doing a writing session for my next video. Great to see you all and have a great rest of your stream. Yeah, good luck with the writing, Josh. Yeah, looking forward to what your next video is going to be. So
Definitely.
yeah, definitely.
Good to see you again, Josh.
Yeah, good to see you. I've got Manajul here saying, I do have in mind picking up Evil Dead Rise, but I wasn't fully blown away with it when I rewatched it. But hey, who knows? May pick it up with beautiful alternative HMV exclusive artwork for The Last of Us. Oh yeah, I don't know if I know the artwork exactly that he's talking about with that, but I have heard good things about that physical media release. So yeah, no, definitely pick that up whenever you want.
Awesome, man.
Who's pre-ordered the Super Mario Bros. Film and Guardians 3? Scott, do you want to start?
I haven't pre-ordered either of them yet, to be honest, but I will definitely get those two films at some point because I do want to check them out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, well, saw both movies in the cinema. Enjoyed Mario. I would say I enjoyed Mario more than Guardians 3. But nah, the Mario Steelbook they released on release, it's like it's awful. It's like just a plain black cover with like a mushroom, and I was like, that's the best you can do for a Steelbook.
I saw that. Yeah, there's is there not like another version of it that has like a star and that's pretty much it, or is it the same one but the other side?
I think that's a separate release where it comes in like a star, like kind of case tin.
Yeah,
but again,
yeah.
I'm just like, how lazy? Like with Mario, you could have like a full box package, like premium edition or something. You know, like the boxes with it up and stuff. But they put a mushroom in a black case. I'm like, nah, so I'll wait.
Yeah.
Well, especially because the movie did so well, like relative to a lot of the stuff that's come out this year. That like, why can't they fork over a little bit more money for some nice physical media? You know.
Well, the thing is with that, man, if they're putting out a Steelbook on like day one, I can guarantee a couple months down the line they're going to re-release it with a nicer packaging and extras and stuff. You know, so I'll wait.
Absolutely. I mean, like this kind of like when I saw your Steelbook for The Thing. I want to say, I don't know if that's the first Steelbook of it, but it's such nice artwork on it compared to some of the earlier releases.
Dude,
yeah, man.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love it. I saw it and I was like, wow, that's like, it's like a Zavvi exclusive, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
I think so. Get that. Mm-hmm. No, definitely. As for me, I have not seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie yet. I wasn't super interested in seeing it when it came out. But I will check it out on streaming soon, hopefully when it's like, I'm just waiting for the price to go down a little bit. And then for Guardians 3, I did really enjoy the movie. My collection's not huge, so I don't know if I would buy it yet, but I'm sure eventually I will, just to have the whole trilogy, because I do really like those movies.
Right.
And then Minajul also says, hey, Scott, I left so many comments on your previous stream, and none of them appeared on your stream, sadly.
Sorry to hear that, mate. I don't know why that's happened. I'll probably have to check the StreamYard thing and sort out the hidden users again because it keeps happening for some reason.
No, it's no big deal. Like it's probably like you were saying, just some kind of glitch with StreamYard or something. Yep.
Yeah.
He also says I may pick up the Phantasm box set, but then again, I wasn't too keen on the first film. Okay. Well, I hope you if you want to get into the rest of them, definitely worth picking up the set. But if you weren't too fussed about the first film, then maybe not. See that? Scott, can we get a yoy?
Yoy!
There we go. Oh, that's awesome. Had to get one in there, right?
Well, I don't know if I've ever heard Scott say that before. I don't know where that's from, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Have I missed that?
From Roadhouse.
Oh, it is, yes. Oh, man. I don't know if I've ever heard you say it before, though, so sorry if I've missed that.
No worries, Mike. Yeah, I think what stream was it? I think it was one of mine. I started saying it, and it sort of became one of the things that I kept saying because Menagel really thought it was quite funny, so he kept requesting me to say it, so I did.
Yeah, it's become like a thing on like your streams, I've noticed. Yeah. No, that's great. I didn't know it was from Roadhouse, though. I just thought it was something that Menagel told you to say because you said it one time for some reason. I didn't know it was from a movie.
Yeah, no. I think we was talking about Roadhouse. I think it was a stream back in April with me, Josh, Nigel, and Matt and Andy and Pete were all on. That was a funny stream, that one. I think that was the same stream when Home Alone got created, when Josh created that photo with me on Home Alone. So that was a great stream, that one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he also says I miss Nige saying indeed. I need to get Nige on one of my streams because he just one of the nicest guys I know in this community. But yeah, he's super funny.
Definitely.
He's a legend.
He's hilarious. Yeah, he's one of the funniest guys for sure.
Oh, did you guys see the video he put on Facebook of him drinking like that Greek spirit, like the ouzo or whatever? Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever had that stuff, but that stuff is gasoline. like I actually like some hard alcohol here and there, but that like destroyed my throat when I had that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I want to try
I'll be trying it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not one of my favorite things out there for sure, but
when Scott gets to 500 subs, try ouzo.
Next Mike tries, Mike. We can have you do it on there.
You know what it is? I probably would, but not if it's like a full bottle though.
No. Just like a shot or something. Because like, trust me, that's all you need. That's all you need to like get your throat in pain.
Well, I don't live too far from Nige, so I might pop round Nige's to try it.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. And Menagel also is asking, what's your guys' on the Psycho and Children of the Corn franchise? I've seen Psycho 2 and Children, the first one, for the time not too long ago, and I thought they were good. Okay, so these I'll let Scott go first, and because I have kind of a limited exposure to both these, but yeah.
Yeah, so I've only seen the first Children of the Corn film. Did really enjoy it, to be fair. Thought it was pretty good. I do have the 4K box set, which comes with the first one in 4K and the other two on Blu-ray, so I need to give those a watch. Psycho films, only seen the first two, and both fantastic films. Really, really enjoyed both of those.
Nice, awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people recommend Psycho 2 to me because I know people that I maybe even you I think that it's like you like it more than the original Psycho.
Possibly, yes. It's very close, but like pretty much on a par of each other. To be fair, I'd say.
Yeah, no, that's really intriguing actually because it kind of reminds me of I think I like Exorcist 3 a little bit more than The Exorcist. I just really like the approach to it, and like the kind of horror that's in it kind of works for me a little bit more. So that comparison makes me really want to check out the Psycho franchise. But what about you, Mike?
Yeah, two franchises I've never seen. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, Psycho is well renowned, so I definitely want to check out, and the sequel because I've heard great things. Children in the Corner I've heard good things about as well, but I didn't hear great things about the recent remake of that said franchise.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Limited
I
Explore
thought there
like
was a
yourself.
remake of that, yeah.
It went
think
like
it
very
keeps-
under the radar, right?
Yeah, for the most part, I think it
Yeah.
keeps popping up for me when I'm surfing like horror movies on Amazon Prime. Though I think it's like been on there for a while, so I'll definitely want to give the original a watch first. Because yeah, so for me, I haven't seen any of the Children of the Corn movies. I do want to get into them though, but I have seen the first Psycho, and I love it. It's maybe my favorite Hitchcock movie that I've seen. There's a lot of that I haven't seen, but and then yeah, I really want to check out especially Psycho 2. And out of morbid curiosity, I kind of want to check out the Gus Van Sant remake of Psycho, because it's such a weird thing where he just basically was asked to remake Psycho shot for shot solely so that the studio could hang on to the rights of the film, and that just sounds like a fascinating thing to watch. But yeah.
Wow, I did not know there was a remake of Psycho.
Yeah, it's directed by Gus Van Sant, actually, who did Good Will Hunting, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very weird. Yep.
Wow.
No, I think it was basically, yeah, the studio was just like, we need to hang on to the rights to this. Let's get a random director to do this, and that's what they did. They remade it like shot for shot, which is why people don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And Menagel says I've ordered the arrow sets for both. Nice. Yeah, definitely.
Hope you enjoy.
Cool. Yeah. Solus Trenchcoat says, thanks, a friend made it for me. Oh yeah, talking about the logo. Yeah, super cool logo.
Yeah, awesome guy.
Yeah. And he also says that Jennifer's Body is fun, but Ginger Snaps is superior in my opinion. I really liked Ginger Snaps. I checked it out back in October, like back when I was just marathoning horror movies all month, and it was a really great pickup. Do you guys know if there's like a Blu-ray for it? Because I think I watched like a DVD and the quality of it wasn't the best.
I'm honestly not too sure.
Okay, I'll have to look that up, because I would definitely be interested in getting that. But yeah,
I would like to say there might be. As I've never seen the movie, but I think I may have gone like shopping once, maybe in HMV, and seen something like that title. And I was thinking, what a weird title for a movie, you know? But
yeah,
I think so though.
The title is honestly a kind of a pun, because the like Ginger Snaps, like the cookies, obviously, but like, or the you guys call them biscuits, right? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but but there's that, but like the character in the movie, like her name is Ginger, and let's just say she snaps. But
right.
Sin says saw Sorority Row a few years ago and really enjoyed it. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that one out as well. We also have Solus Trenchcoat singing its praises, so yeah, definitely we'll have to watch that. I thought Jennifer's Body was similar to the movie Cursed. Is this the Wes Craven movie Cursed? Probably.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's not one of his I've seen. I've heard it's not one of his best films, so I've kind of avoided it for a while. I want to check out all of his good stuff first. But have either of you guys seen this? No.
I haven't, but I've heard it's not great.
Yeah, no, I definitely I have a lot of blind spots in his filmography anyway. Like I still need to see People Under the Stairs and Red Eye and stuff like that. So I want to check out that stuff first before I get into the like completionist films. Yeah,
That's great. To be fair, I really enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, Jackson, People on the Stairs, man, you're in for a treat.
No, I've heard really good things. It sounds really fun. It says I like Phantasm. It's really trippy and dreamlike. Okay. Yeah, definitely I'll have to check that out. Sin also says D Movie Man was able to see an advanced unfinished copy of They Clone Tyrone a year or two ago and really enjoy it. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Maybe it was a movie that was delayed by COVID or something? Because that's quite a long time ago to have seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. So he did a short recently on his channel, and I don't know the full story of this unless I asked him. I know at the time he had to sign like an NDA. I don't know if it's like maybe test audiences to like most of. I don't know. Obviously,
That could be it. Yeah, because I remember when I haven't seen this movie, but when Doolittle came out, they like the Robert Downey Jr. one, it got released in 2020, but they did test screenings for it in like 2018. So sometimes this stuff can happen when like the movie's finished, but it takes forever to release because of reshoots or test screenings or whatever it is. So, yeah,
right.
Is this a reference to Yo?
No, that's one of the lines in Phantasm.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Got no idea.
Sounds pretty similar, though. To be fair, doesn't it?
It does. Like that's I'm immediately associated it with that. Menagil's saying, I noticed with every Arrow franchise, or in general any franchise, as long as they go, kind of drop in quality. Yeah, for the most part, yeah, for sure. Sometimes, like, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think like some really big franchises can like they'll go on for a while, but they'll still have like a good movie in there every once in a while. Like I have liked some of the more recent Halloween movies, like the 2018 one, for example. Yeah.
There's definitely a couple franchises like that for me. I'd agree. Friday 13th being a prime example. I really like Part 6. That film's great.
Yeah, like I agree. Like the best ones in the Friday the 13th, like I would say like 4, 6. I like 7 decently. But yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I've got to agree with you guys. Yeah, I think there's some franchises that just run its course, and they just milk them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are right, Jackson. Like, so recently, me and my partner rewatched all the Saw movies.
Okay.
Because the new one coming out in October. So, as the first three, the first one solid. The second 2 and 3 pretty solid as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then as it started going on, and start to see that dip in quality in the storyline.
Yeah.
But then I watched Spiral actually, which I think is quite underrated. It kind of goes back to the basics of the first movie and just like focus on like one story, not 20 people in a torture chamber for the entire movie.
Right.
So it's like just one simple story. So yeah, like as you mentioned, like some of the later installments like that for me kind of was a return to form in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, some franchises are good, some do outstay their welcome. Fast and Furious, for example.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think we can agree there. No, that's a good example though. I still need to check out. And actually, I haven't even seen the first Saw movie. It's one of my major horror blind spots. But I do want to get into the franchise at some point.
Jackson, I will say this, man. Like the first one's more of a thriller than anything.
Yep.
Man, great story, just great simple movie, man.
Yeah, no, I've heard it compared to like 7 a little bit in the way that that's more of a thriller as well, but it's like a dark thriller. Like it's really, there's some pretty heavy violence in it, but yeah. Souls Trenchcoat saying, I like Jeremy Renner in Tag, even though I remember the movie just being okay. I have to rewatch it. This isn't one I've seen, but Mike, you have?
Yeah, I saw it in the cinema, and then I rewatched it. I completely forgot about that movie. It's a fun movie for what it is.
Okay.
Can't say it's like a super memorable one, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, there you go. Scott, have you seen this one as well?
Oh, I haven't, no, but I do remember it when it came out. I think it might have been 2018. I want to say good.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. I should probably check that out. I think it was like 2018. Didn't know Jeremy Renner was in it though, so that's good.
Based on a true story as well, to be honest. So
really?
Yeah, about Tag in the game Tag, So
okay.
Take that for what it is.
All right then. Yeah.
Yeah, fun movie.
Cool. Minajil says, "Oh my god, I love Chappie. That's an awesome film. They go nicely with District 9 and Elysium." Oh, Neil Blomkamp I think did do Elysium as well. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, okay.
I think he did. That's the one with
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matt Damon, right? I think Elysium.
Yes.
I think so. I remember there being a thing about how like there's a woman in that movie who like the society is like cured cancer, but it's like for a small amount of people or something like that. It's some like sci-fi dystopia thing.
Ooh. Okay, I love District 9. I haven't seen Elysium though, so definitely want to check that one out.
Yep. Menagel says I've got that one on 2-disc special edition Blu-ray. Very cool. Good to hear. I've got Video Tasties, one of my favorite channel titles. Hey ho, how's it going, man?
Guys.
I hope you're doing well. Yeah,
Awesome
like I said,
guy.
love your channel name. That's a great joke.
It's awesome, definitely.
We got the Soulless Trenchcoat saying Hangover 2 is almost better than the first. 3 is kind of weird. It's okay, but kind of forgettable. Yeah, that's weird that they kind of go in a more serious direction, like you were saying. It kind of reminds me of stories I've heard about how when they were making Beverly Hills Cop 3, Eddie Murphy didn't really want it to be a comedy. He wanted it to be taken more seriously, which is odd because it's like the third movie in a comedy franchise. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but yeah.
Right. I think it depends on the franchise though, right? Like, so for example, The Hangover. You guys have seen the first two? Jackson, you've seen the first one?
I've only seen the first one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Scott,
I
have you
haven't seen any of them.
Haven't seen any? Okay. Well, without spoilers for you, Scott, because I know appreciate the movie's been out, but I'm not going to spoil for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, that first movie's about someone goes missing, that kind of plot line. That's all I'll say. So I think probably the third movie where the second one kind of repeats something similar. I think the third one at the time, the probably just thought, oh, look, we can't do this for a third time again.
Yeah, no, that could be actually. But if it's like, why make the movie if you're not gonna? I don't know. Maybe I guess you could try and do something different with it, but that's just kind of strange.
Well, I've not seen the movie since in the cinema, and I can't remember what year that was. So I'd like to see now, as kind of looking at movies a lot differently. Maybe that might actually be a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be just flat out bad. We'll wait and see.
No, I still have to check it out for sure. Menagel says, great pickup, Mike.
Thank you, Menagel.
There we go. We got Soul.
Can't do it as good as Nige and Scott, like.
Exactly. Yeah. Saying, hey, Gareth. Don't know who Gareth is. Is that somebody in the comments?
He's Video Tasties.
Oh, cool. There we go. Nice. We got Sin saying, I hated Promising Young Woman so much. Gave it a pretty scathing review a while back. I will say, Sin, I don't like the ending. I think the ending's a little bit of a cop-out. Like, it's I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen the movie, but it just kind of I just didn't really think it worked compared to what the rest of the movie was trying to do. But I did actually like the rest of it decently. But you guys both like the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you like the ending too?
I quite like the ending, yeah.
I think I remember what the ending was, but I can't fully remember.
Yeah. No, I would say it, but I don't want to spoil. It's one of those. It's like you definitely don't want it spoiled for you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is an interesting movie though, and I did like the rest of it, but I totally understand where Sin is coming from on this one.
Oh, I do remember the ending. Sorry, yes, I think I remember liking it. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Menagel says, "I love your background, Mike." Yeah, that's a killer set you got up there. I really want the. I know so I would have my normal setup with my collection in the background and everything too. But right now we're that's down in the basement, and we're taking care of some kittens right now, and we're waiting to get them to some like permanent owners. So they're down in that room running around being crazy. So I didn't want to record down there today, basically.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. Video Tasty says, hi, Trench. Good to see you. Is this your first stream, Jackson? This is my first time joining you guys. I'm loving your stream so far. It's not my first stream. I think it's my fourth in total and my third with guests. But like to your point, yeah, I'm pretty new to it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining. Would love if you came to these like consistently. That's awesome, man. And then Souls Trenchcoat says, "Have you guys seen The Wicker Man? And don't any of you dare. Have you been thinking of the Nicolas Cage one?" No, I haven't seen it. This is one it's doing its like 50th anniversary this year, I think.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that when I move to the UK in the fall, I'll be able to go see it in theaters or something like that, and maybe in October. That'd be pretty cool. But so that's kind of what I'm saving it for. But yeah, Scott.
I've seen the original, yeah. I haven't seen the Nicolas Cage one. Don't really plan to watch it anytime soon. But the original was a really fantastic film from the 70s. As a matter of fact, it is absolutely quality.
There you go. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I completely agree with Scott, mate. Yeah, first movie's great. I've tried to pre-order that 50th anniversary edition twice now, and my orders keeps getting cancelled. I don't know why, so I need to look into that. So that's great. And recently, I did watch the Nicolas Cage one to answer this comment. I mean, probably like you guys, you probably heard like so much stuff about this edition, right? So I was thinking, like, is it really that bad? Like, is people just like blowing this up a bit too much? I will say my partner hated it; she was not a fan. And I will say that I think there's some parts of it for me I thought was redeeming. Like, I think Nicolas Cage, like when he goes for it, he goes for it, and it's great.
Right.
I just think it's, and I think it's Sissy Spacek as well. I think's in it as well at one point. Yeah. Like when she's in it, she's great, but she's not in a. It takes like an hour and like 10 minutes for her to get into the movie.
Okay.
Which I feel like, without spoilers, the presence that she has in that movie, like they should have had her in like the beginning.
Sure.
The only thing I will say, if you guys ever watch the movie, I'm not saying you ever would, but if you ever did, don't watch the edition on Amazon Prime when I checked it out, because it cuts out that famous bee scene.
Oh no! I mean that's the only bit of it I've seen actually. So
same.
The editing at the end is awful. I don't know why they edited so much for Amazon Prime. Maybe to try tailor to more people, I guess.
Okay.
But, so what basically happened was I watched on YouTube after I saw the movie, because obviously that bee scene. I was like, well, where the hell's that in this movie? I was like, I'm waiting for this moment.
Yeah, it's like the reason you turned it on, right? You want to do is it like one of your terrible movie collab videos, or?
No, I just wanted to check it out to see like if it's really that bad, you know?
Yeah.
But no, man, so like that last 5 minutes is like a brutal scene, obviously leading to, whatever happens to him. That's all I'll say, because you've not seen them.
Yep.
But like all that was like cut from the Amazon Prime edition one.
Wow.
That's so weird.
So there's some weird editing sounds that was in that initial scene that put into that cut. So you're like, where's that editing sound coming from right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was bad, the edited cut. But yeah, the movie was it's bad, but it's not as terrible, I don't think, as people say.
Oh, there you go.
But compared to the original, it's not got a patch on it though. Watch the original, Jackson, and just that's it.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to check that. I hope I can watch it in a theater this fall sometime. If I can't find anywhere near me that's playing it, I'll just stream it, because I do really want to check it out.
Yeah.
And Minaj saying I've yet to watch the original The House of Sorority. No worries at all. I watched the remake from 2009, if I remember correctly. This is like a Mike line. Like I remember there's so many times where I'm like, "Have you seen this, Mike?" And he's like, "No, but I've seen the remake."
So true. Can't even lie.
Gotta see that one too. There you go. I do want to check out the original Black Christmas, My Bloody Valentine, and Prom Night, but I haven't seen them yet. Has anyone seen them? I haven't seen any of these, so I'm just going to defer to my guests here. Mike, have you seen these?
I've seen only one. I've seen the original Black Christmas. Great movie. I know they've remade it several times afterwards. I've only seen the original. I've heard the 2006 one's not as bad as people say, but then the most recent one, awful.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've heard too. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Scott?
I have also seen one of these films, but the one that I've seen is My Buddy Valentine. Really solid slasher film from the early 80s. Thought it was a lot of fun. Really do want to check out Prom Night as well.
Yeah, definitely. I know. I remember Prom Night came up because I don't know if you guys watch this, but I used to go back and watch on YouTube those clips of Siskel and Ebert talking about like horror films, like slashers, like corrupting the youth and stuff like that. And Prom Night was one of the ones that they brought up, so that made me kind of want to check it out. Actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about them doing that segment. It's like you're just gonna make these people. You're just gonna make your audience check out the movies anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah. Soul's Trenchcoat says, I've also seen the original Black Christmas. It's fantastic, and My Bloody Valentine's a fun slasher. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check out these like holiday themed ones. I've heard really good things about Black Christmas. I almost watched it last December. I did watch a couple of other like Christmas themed horror films. I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I really liked, and I can definitely recommend. It's got a really funny ending that's kind of like the ending of Sleepaway Camp, if that makes any sense. It's just very bizarre. And then I also watched Christmas Evil, which is basically it's kind of the same thing. It's like a Christmas slasher, but it's kind of inspired by Taxi Driver. It's like what if Santa Claus was Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver? It's very bizarre, but I kind of enjoyed that one. Have you guys seen either of these? I'll start with Scott.
I have been pretty good, to be fair, so I do want to watch them.
Yeah, definitely. And Mike?
I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, the first one. Gonna be honest, I don't remember a lot about it because it was several years ago, but from what I remember, I do enjoy it. I'm waiting to see the sequel because, of course, the famous garbage day and stuff, but I've seen the first one.
No, I've heard the sequel is like really, really bad, but I do want to check it out. Yeah, because I feel like the first one's like there's parts like it's campy, but it's like genuinely pretty good. Like it works as a slasher. Like the ending's like really bizarre and comes out of nowhere, and you're like, what? When the credits roll. But other than that, it's really good. The Soul's Trenchcoat says the first Children of the Corn is fun. Outlander. Is this a reference to that?
I think so, but I can't remember what it means, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Sin says Psycho 2 is a solid sequel. Yep. No, I've heard many people say it's at least solid, if not just outright pretty good. So I'll definitely have to check that out. Soul Trenchcoat says this is talking about the Gus Van Sant remake of Psycho. Vince Vaughn plays Norman Bates, which is a weird choice. Like I can't really see that working, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to check it out.
I think you'd probably do pretty well. I know we did a movie several years ago now. I didn't see it, but I heard great things. Is it like Attack on Cell Block 99 or something like that?
Brawl on Cell Block 99.
Sorry.
Actually, that's a good point actually, because no, I have heard that's like a really good like dramatic performance from him. So yeah, I maybe could see him being a good Norman Bates. Yeah, even though I haven't really heard good things about this Psycho remake.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, really quick, actually, going back to that, the Brawl on Cell Block 99 movie. So I don't know, it's the same director as, I don't know if any of you guys have seen Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's a great, I don't want to say what the other genre is, but it's a Western, and then it's mixed with something else. It's brutal, absolutely brutal movie, but really, really fun. Scott, it sounds like you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was a little bit slow to start off with, but further to be fair in it, yeah, it's got some nasty stuff in that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It is a bit slow to start off. Like, I think the director just likes his movies kind of like that, like long and a little bit slow. But like once you get to the kind of middle to the end of the movie, like, oh man, it's some crazy stuff. And you haven't seen it, Mike?
Definitely.
No, but I've heard great things about it, and I've heard about like the other genre it goes into as well.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I guess I can. I mean, like it goes into kind of a horror direction. That's not too much of a spoiler. The poster does give a little bit of that away anyway. But yeah, yeah. And then Soulless Trenchcoat also says, I think all three Ginger Snaps. All three Ginger Snaps are on Blu-ray, but don't quote me. I think you're right. Actually, I feel like I watched some YouTubers' Blu-ray collection video, and I think I remember seeing that on there. I haven't seen the second one, but I've heard mostly good things about the second one. Not so much the third one. Scott, have you watched, or have either of you guys watched the sequel?
I haven't. No, I haven't seen the first one, to be honest. But
That's right.
Good things about it.
Yeah, that's why I said both of you, because I couldn't remember which one of you had said that you watched the original, but it was you, Mike, I think.
No, man, I haven't seen it, but I remember when I said like I thought I saw it in the shops. I think anyway.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Menagerie says, has anybody seen The Haunting in Connecticut or Autopsy of Jane Doe? They're great films. I haven't seen any of these. I have heard of Haunting in Connecticut. I know that's kind of like a isn't it kind of like a Amityville type movie, like a haunted house? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike?
Yes, I remember seeing this one in the cinema actually back. I can't remember what year it came out now, but I remember seeing it in the cinema. Haven't seen it since. I don't know if it holds up or it's just, but I haven't seen Autopsy of Jane Doe. I think Pete got that in a recent pickup video, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or subscriber mail or something like that.
Cool. Awesome. And what about you, Scott?
I haven't seen either of them, but I've heard of them definitely. They're meant to be pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, Haunting in Connecticut definitely seems solid. Like, it's kind of like how much can you really do, doing an Amityville kind of riff, but at the same time, it's like if you do it well, it's still good.
Right.
Sin says, I've screened movies a year or more ago that still have not come out yet. Oh, wow. Okay. So where it's like under embargo type thing. Okay.
That's cool.
That's actually pretty cool to like have that kind of in your back pocket. Like, I can't talk about this yet, but
right. That's awesome.
Screened a Chris Evans movie a while before it came out, and some people thought it hadn't even been made because they hadn't seen a trailer yet. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is she talking about Ghosted to you, maybe?
Yeah, maybe Ghosted or like The Gray Man. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a recent one. Maybe Sen, if you want to let us know in the comments, like if you can, if you're not still under embargo, what it is.
Right.
It's cool. I really need to check out The Burning on Arrow. Thanks, Knights, for the recommendation. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out as well.
That film is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of my favourite slasher films of all time.
Oh, nice. Okay, wow. So is it a video nasty or?
It is, yeah. Section 1, I believe.
I think that's how I heard of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I kind of at some point just want to like go through that entire list and just see the other titles that I haven't seen. Because I think I've only seen like 8 of them, maybe, and some of those are pretty big titles like Evil Dead and Tenebrae and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah, and have you seen this one, Mike? Burning?
No, but I've seen it's got like a Blu-ray or 4K like steelbook release, and the artwork's really awesome.
Oh,
so definitely check it out.
Awesome. That sounds great. Yeah, cool. And he also asks, what's your thoughts on the Creator trailer? Looks really good, gives me Chappie and Elysium vibes. Do you guys know who directed this off the top of your? Because I think I've definitely seen the poster. I don't know if I've seen the trailer.
I can't remember who's directing it now.
No, I can't remember. I did. Oh, I'll tell you what. No, actually, yeah. I saw a movie the other day in the cinema. I don't know if it was Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken, or it was a different one. I can't remember now. And that creator was advertised. And it looks awesome.
Cool.
It definitely gives me vibes of Chappie, at least, and like District 9 kind of stuff.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out because I just looked it up. Actually, it's directed by Gareth Edwards, who did
Okay.
a bunch of stuff. But for me, I really like his 2014 Godzilla remake. So I'll probably have to check that out because I remember that being a good movie. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my bad. Apologies. Just seeing it's your 4th episode. Awesome. Yeah, no worries at all. Like I said, I'm pretty new to this, so just kind of getting used to the format, you know.
Yeah, man.
Sin is clarifying what we were talking about with Promising Young Woman. She says, I didn't care what happened to the character at the end of Promising Young Woman. By that point, I disliked her too much, and the whole film just screamed of misandry. So yeah, not a fan. Okay, I can see it. That wasn't really my take on it. I thought she was kind of, I thought she was a flawed character, like not a great person, but like that's kind of. But I was really interested in what she was doing and like her revenge kind of arc for a lot of it. So that was kind of how I felt for most of it. I'm assuming you guys feel the same since you both liked it.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, thanks for clarifying though, because I can totally understand that side of it as well, Sin.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Souls Train says I like the 2006 Black Christmas. Yeah, I think I've heard a few people kind of singing its praises a little bit. I want to say Chris Stuckman did a video on it for his Halloween this past year.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, I think I checked that out. Yeah, and he said it was kind of like, you know, it's not great, but it's underrated, and people should kind of revisit it a little bit more. So that's kind of cool.
Definitely.
Leon says he's watching Naked Lunch with Brady. Have any of you guys seen it? It's a weird title, right? So this is a David Cronenberg film. If you don't know.
Okay.
This is one of his I have not seen, but I really want to. It looks really weird. Have you seen it, Scott?
I have, yeah, but it is weird, definitely, and unfortunately I couldn't get into it. I thought it was a little too weird, if you know what I mean. I just couldn't really connect with the story.
Sure. Yeah, no, it seems really different compared to Cronenberg's other work. It's not like a body horror film, is it?
No, it's hard to explain, to be honest. I don't really know how to explain it. But,
yeah.
I would maybe rewatch it at some point, just see if my opinion changes on it.
Yeah, definitely. No, I do want to check. I mean, I like Cronenberg, but I've heard it's like a very weird kind of out there one. But I have heard Leon talking about it positively a few times, so I might check it out.
That's fair.
Solus Trenchcoat says, I love Christmas Evil. Yeah, it is really funny to see like basically Santa go like Travis Bickle mode, like in Taxi Driver. Very like goofy, but it kind of plays it straight a little bit. So like it's the movie still works as a thriller a little bit. It's a good time. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars when I watched it, but I could see myself maybe upping it in the future. I definitely recommend for you guys maybe this Christmas.
Awesome. We'll definitely check it out for sure.
And I'm up for that. Last Christmas I watched Santa with Muscles, the whole Corgan Santa movie.
Oh yes, I've heard of this. How was that?
Don't do it to yourself.
Will we be seeing this on a terrible movie collab at some point?
That one was part of my because every year I do like an annual Christmas special one where I'll go through like some recent releases and like some like first time watches as well.
Yep.
That was that for last year. So this year I might do that Christmas Evil because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, no, Christmas Evil's a good one to do. It's not like a kind of like, I don't know. It's the way you mentioned the Hulk Hogan title. It sounds like one of those like in America we might call it like a Walmart bin movie where like it's made like really cheaply and stuff. No, Christmas Evil's a little bit more. It's kind of more just like like a standard slasher, but a little bit more thriller kind of elements. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I skipped one of the comments. Have you guys seen Pumpkinhead, Slither, and From Beyond? I've only seen one of these, but I'm gonna throw it over to Mike first.
I haven't seen any. The only one I've heard actually is Sliver, but no, I've not seen any.
And Scott?
The only one that I've seen is From Beyond, and I thought it was a really fun horror film from the 80s.
Yeah. That's the only one I've seen as well is From Beyond. It's actually one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft movies. I discovered it like last year, and wow, like it's really funny, and it has some kind of fun like sex twists to it that are interesting. But yeah, like just like the body horror in it, and like it really kind of gets into that like sleepy Lovecraft like kind of headspace of like the world's coming to an end, and you know you're kind of thinking about like alternate universes. There's lots of weird kind of sci-fi stuff in it too that I really liked it a lot. I thought it was great.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah. And then I've heard Slither is really good, and you've seen that, Mike, right?
No, mate. That's only one I've heard of.
Only one you've heard of. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Menagel says, "Are Tales from?" I think he means Tales from the Crypt, and Creepshow franchises. Similar. I haven't seen either of these. Scott, can you comment on this?
I haven't seen anything from Tales from the Crypt, but I've seen the first two Creepshow films, and first one's great, all-time classic, directed by George A. Romero, of course. The second one's also pretty solid as well, has a couple really good short stories in that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like kind of horror anthology, a little bit kind of stuff. Which I do think that's what Tales from the Crypt is basically, because it reminds me a little bit of when there's a John Carpenter film called Body Bags that was it was like a TV movie, and it was originally going to be a TV series, but they just shortened it a little bit to make it an anthology movie. And I think John Carpenter directed like 2 segments in it. Toby Hooper directed one. So yeah, it's kind of like anthology type stuff. So maybe you could compare it as well to like VHS, because that's also like horror anthology. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Pumpkinhead is awesome. What is Pumpkinhead? I actually that sounds kind of cool. I do want to check that out.
I've heard of it, but I don't know too much about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Menagel says, I tried watching also Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions and John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, and I just couldn't I'm assuming you mean couldn't get into them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think you've seen one of these, Scott. I think you've seen Prince of Darkness, right?
Yeah. Really good film, that. Really solid film. Really creepy as well, actually. It's quite unsettling, that film.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's actually one of my favorite Carpenter films. Like it made my top 5 when I did my list. So yeah, pretty underrated for sure. Have you seen either of these,
definitely.
Mike?
No, I've just heard of Prince of Darkness through Scott, and your ranking, of course, Jackson, of the Carpenter movies.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, Clive Barker's stuff I do want to get more into. I mean, obviously, I really like the Hellraiser films. Other than that, the only other thing of his I've seen is Rawhead Rex, which he didn't direct, but he did write. That's
a fun film.
That is a fun film. I actually would kind of recommend that, Mike. It's do you know about this?
I've never heard of this one before. No.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically a monster movie
Okay.
about a guy named Rawhead Rex, and he's like resurrected from like a church graveyard. But the thing is, apparently in Clive Barker's original story, he wanted to make the monster like very like sexual and like kind of phallic. So there was going to be all these weird twists to it that didn't make it into the movie. The movie's like a very standard monster movie, and it's pretty fun, but it's worth watching. It's on YouTube if you ever want to check it out.
Okay. And did they ever do like a release of it where they put all that extra stuff you mentioned to cut out into it?
There is a Blu-ray, but they never because it's not that it was like extra stuff they shot and then didn't put in. It was like the original version of the monster was going to look way different than he turned it out to.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Red Letter Media. I don't know if you guys ever watched their videos. They actually have a great video about Rawhead Rex that they did back in the pandemic. That's how I found out about it. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining.
Wow.
Cool
Okay.
videos from them, but I totally forgot about Red Letter Media. To be honest, until you just
Yeah.
mentioned them.
No, that's totally fair. Struggled. I also struggled with The Rainbow and Serpent and Mouth of Madness, both Wes Craven films, I believe. I think Mouth of Madness is Carpenter, because that he, yeah, because
Yes,
he
I think Carpenter.
Soul's
Yeah.
Trenchcoat clarifies that.
Okay.
Okay, maybe we'll talk about those because Scott, have you seen Mouth of Madness?
Not yet, no. But I've been meaning to check that one out for a while. To be fair, I do want to watch it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you might like it if you like Prince of Darkness. You probably like it, but there's more like kind of meta stuff in it because a lot of it is about it's basic like the premise of it is basically what if a Stephen King book or an H.P. Lovecraft book kind of came to life, and the Sam Neill character. Yeah, and the Sam Neill character is basically like he goes to this like fictional town that's only exists in these fictional books, but it's a real place apparently. And once he goes there, he starts seeing all these crazy things, and he starts kind of going crazy himself. So it's a good one. I can recommend it for sure. Have you seen this one, Mike?
Awesome.
No, I've heard about it through your ranking again.
Yeah.
But no, man, I've not seen either of these.
Yeah, no worries at all. I can understand struggling with it a little bit though, Menagel. It is a little it's just not it doesn't really feel as much like a John Carpenter movie as some of his other stuff. Like the score isn't really as like powerful or prominent as some of his other ones, but it's solid, and like Sam Neill's really good in it.
I like Sam Neill. So
Yeah, Sam Neill's awesome. Yeah, no, from Jurassic Park, of course.
Yeah, he's
and
great.
Yeah, Possession. Yeah. Go through a few more comments, and then we probably will start wrapping up the stream here pretty soon. Let's see. I've seen 2 or 3. Do you know what he's talking about for films 2 and 3? Is this Children of the Corn? Maybe he was talking about that earlier. I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
No worries. We've got Sen saying that scene in Bone Tomahawk disturbed me more than any other I'd ever watched. Literally made me feel sick to my stomach. Great movie though. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, Sin. I certainly as a man, I felt very vulnerable to what was going on. But I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Let's see what else we've got here.
I look forward to watching that movie when I get to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we probably can go ahead and start wrapping up here. Definitely before we go, I just want to give another big thank you to both Mike and Scott for not only coming on my stream, but sticking with me through the kind of technical issues we had early on. I'll fix that after the stream. I'll go back and get the links to your channels and all that stuff. So, but yeah, before you guys go, I just want to give you both a chance to plug anything you have coming up on your channel soon, and I'll start with Mike.
Yeah, well, firstly, thanks for having me, Jackson. Pleasure to be here, man, and great to meet you all that time ago. Get to that.
Yeah,
awesome. In terms of things coming up, so Thursday is Z Talks episode 50, which is a live stream kind of weekly series. Scott's going to be on 9 o'clock UK time. You might see a surprise appearance by yours truly, the host of this stream. We don't know.
could be. Yeah, we'll have to see. I would love to. I'll see if I can make it for sure.
But if not, I mean, Jackson's on pretty much every week anyway. So
exactly right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Z Talks 50 start 7:15 UK time Thursday. Besides that, Friday I have got a review for Oppenheimer. I'm gonna go check out that movie, Oppenheimer.
Awesome.
And yeah, just a couple of other things maybe in the meantime, but that's about it for me.
Great, sounds great. You know, I'm going to check out Oppenheimer and Barbie both on Thursday night. So hopefully, I might try and get a review for both of them out on Friday, but we'll see. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
I hope you enjoy both of them, man. I'm excited for both as well.
Me too. And what about you, Scott?
Yeah, sure. So obviously Friday night live streams are back after granted to brought them back as well. Really enjoyed the one I done on Friday, and really looking forward to one this week as well. Should be a lot of fun. I might be doing a Harry Potter ranking video this weekend as well. Hopefully, I'll have time to do that.
That'd be great.
Looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to hear like your kind of in-depth thoughts on like all 8 of them, because like we've talked a little bit like on Instagram and stuff about some of them, but yeah, like would really like to kind of hear all your thoughts on those. So that's great to hear. And then of course the classic Friday night streams, definitely be tuning into that. So cool. Well, again, thank you guys so much for having for coming on, and thank you to everybody who's commented as well for coming by. Really appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. So yeah, that's it. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next stream.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.